Formula One isn't just about speed, strategy, and championship glory. It's also packed with hilarious, chaotic, and downright bizarre moments that keep fans coming back for more. From drivers missing ceremonies to mid-race meltdowns and inflatable donkey mascots, the sport has delivered some truly unforgettable laughs. In this video, DailyFuelUp rounds up the funniest F1 moments of all time, featuring iconic antics from legends like Kimi Räikkönen, Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris, and many more. Kimi Räikkönen is one of those rare Formula One drivers whose deadpan delivery and no-nonsense attitude make him unintentionally hilarious. Known as the Iceman, Kimi has gifted fans countless moments of pure comedy gold, often without even trying. One of the most iconic examples comes from the Brazilian Grand Prix in 2006. Pélé, the legendary footballer, had arrived at the circuit to honor Michael Schumacher, who was retiring. Pélé was supposed to greet all the drivers and present a gift to Schumacher. However, as the cameras rolled and dignitaries waited, Kimi was notably missing. When Martin Brundle finally tracked him down and asked why he skipped the ceremony, Kimi casually replied, "I was having a S."
Kimi, you missed the presentation by Pélé. Will you get over it?
Yeah, I was having a shit.
The moment instantly became iconic, not just because of the crude honesty, but because it completely overshadowed the presence of two legends, Pélé and Schumacher. Brazil seems to bring out the best in Kimi's comedic side. Fast forward to 2012 and Kimi found himself off track during the Brazilian Grand Prix. Rather than panic, he tried to rejoin the circuit via an old escape road, only to discover the gate had been locked years prior. Calm as ever, Kimi simply turned around and found another way. And who could forget Abu Dhabi in 2012? When his engineer kept giving him updates, Kimi snapped, "Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing."
I'll keep you updated on the pace.
Just leave me alone, I know what to do.
That single sentence became a meme, a mantra, and arguably the most iconic radio moment in Formula One history. With Kimi, it's always unfiltered, always dry, and always hilarious. If Kimi Räikkönen is the king of dry wit, then Daniel Ricciardo is undoubtedly Formula One's jester. Full of contagious energy, cheeky charm, and the kind of off-track antics that make him a fan favorite around the world. The Australian isn't just fast on the track, he's also lightning quick when it comes to creating moments that go viral. Take Silverstone in 2022, for instance. Before the race even began, Daniel and his McLaren teammate Lando Norris participated in a hilarious pre-race foot race for a British TV segment. What started as lighthearted fun turned into slapstick comedy when Norris slipped and crashed dramatically just before the finish line, allowing Daniel to cruise past like a champion sprinter. The image of their expressions, Daniel's triumphant grin and Lando's sprawled out defeat, set social media ablaze. But Ricciardo's most famous contribution to Formula One culture is, without a doubt, the Shoey. What began as an obscure Australian celebration of a drinking from a sweaty racing boot became a global phenomenon thanks to Daniel. He first pulled it out on the podium in 2016 after a win, and fans went wild. Soon, teammates, rivals, presenters, and even celebrities joined the ritual. Sir Patrick Stewart? Check. Gerard Butler? Absolutely. Even Martin Brundle couldn't escape the boot. Daniel's ability to turn even the most serious moments into comedic highlights is unmatched. He dances, jokes, and showers others with joy. Sometimes literally. Whether he's pretending to be a shower model or ambushing his fellow drivers with unexpected pranks.
You're from Denmark? Oh, otherwise I was going to say be quiet.
Ricciardo reminds us that Formula One isn't just about grit and glory. Sometimes it's about laughing so hard you nearly spill your shoey. Lando Norris is what happens when raw talent, Gen Z energy, and British cheekiness collide in one racing helmet. From the moment he joined the Formula One grid, fans knew he was different. Not just because of his sharp overtakes or his smooth driving, but because of his rare ability to make people laugh, often when they least expect it. One of the most unforgettable examples of this came during the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2023. After a spectacular drive that saw him battling wheel-to-wheel with the likes of Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen, Lando clinched a well-deserved podium finish. But the real drama began not on the track, but during the celebration. As is his tradition, Lando grabbed the champagne bottle and slammed it down onto the podium stand with giddy enthusiasm. The slam, however, caused Max Verstappen's first-place trophy, a custom-made $40,000 porcelain piece, to wobble and tumble off the platform. It shattered on the ground. The look on Lando's face was priceless, part horror, part oops, and part should I run. Meanwhile, Verstappen's reaction was surprisingly calm, almost like he expected something chaotic to happen. That wasn't Lando's only moment of mischief. He's also known for turning team radio checks into full-on concerts. In Austin, during Free Practice 3 in 2019, Lando suddenly burst into song, "I'm moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster." And in Mugello, he followed it up with the internet anthem, "It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?"
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Lando isn't just fast, he's funny, chaotic, and genuinely likable. Whether he's crashing podium trophies or hijacking the airwaves with karaoke, he proves that Formula One can be serious business. But it doesn't always have to be. Lance Stroll may not have set out to be one of Formula One's funniest characters, but sometimes reality writes its own script. His career has been a roller coaster of unexpected highs and forehead-slapping lows, and often it's the latter that gives fans the most unforgettable moments. While other drivers land in comedy through charm or cheekiness, Lance seems to stumble into it quite literally with a mix of bad luck and baffling decision. Take the Monaco Grand Prix in 2021. Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly were locked in a thrilling wheel-to-wheel battle just as Vettel exited the pits. Behind them, Lewis Hamilton was looking to pounce. The tension was sky high, but instead of watching that edge-of-your-seat fight, viewers were suddenly treated to Lance Stroll bumping into a barrier and awkwardly climbing a curb. The local broadcaster had inexplicably cut away from one of the most exciting moments of the race to show Stroll's minor mishap. It wasn't even his fault, yet somehow the hilarity of the timing made it legendary. But that was just a warm-up. Fast forward to Sochi in 2021, as the rain poured down in the final laps, chaos unfolded, teams scrambled, strategy calls were flying, and Stroll's engineer asked if he could stay out on the wet track. Lance answered yes. Seconds before spinning out, losing control, and nudging his own teammate, Sebastian Vettel, into the wall. To make matters worse, he then collided with Pierre Gasly, creating an accidental comedy of error. Even in Brazil 2024, during the formation lap, Stroll spun out under braking and got himself stuck trying to rejoin the track. It was absurd, it was awkward, and it was peak Stroll. Whether he means to or not, Lance keeps delivering content gold. Lewis Hamilton, the lone warrior and gatecrasher. Lewis Hamilton is widely regarded as one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time. 7-time world champion, countless wins, and a legacy that stretches across decades. But even legends have moments where the script flips into comedy, whether they mean to or not, and in Hamilton's case, his occasional brush with absurdity makes him all the more human. One such moment happened during the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2021. The race began in chaos with multiple cars colliding on a wet track, forcing a red flag. As the grid prepared for a standing restart, all the remaining drivers dove into the pits for slick tires, except one. Hamilton, alone, sat on the grid. It was a surreal image, 20 empty grid spots and just Lewis, ready to go. The lights went out, he took off solo, and the world watched in disbelief. While it made for an iconic visual, it wasn't a winning strategy. He had to pit the following lap, rejoining the race dead last. "Am I last?" he asked over the radio. "Yeah, but it's not over," came the reply. Classic Hamilton, he fought his way through the pack with a stunning recovery drive, finishing second. It was both inspiring and hilariously bizarre. That wasn't the only comedic gem. Rewind to the Australian Grand Prix in 2014. As Hamilton approached the paddock, a security guard, completely unaware of who he was, tried to stop him from entering.
It's when Wesley's passed to get through Bernie's turns.
The image of the reigning Mercedes driver being blocked like an imposter, absolutely priceless. Hamilton may be a legend, but even he gets caught up in F1's lighter moments. Whether it's being the only man on the grid or mistaken for a random passerby, his ability to laugh and rebound from these gaffes only adds to his charm. Fernando Alonso, the king of cool and chaos. Fernando Alonso is one of the most skilled and competitive drivers the sport has ever seen, but what truly sets him apart is his dry sense of humor and uncanny ability to find comedy even in the most frustrating moments. While others might rage at mechanical failures or poor strategy calls, Alonso often responds with a raised eyebrow, a cheeky smile, or the most meme-worthy reactions the paddock has ever seen. Take the Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying session in 2009. In a sport where milliseconds matter and precision is everything, the timing screens suddenly went completely blank. Drivers had no idea where they stood. Confused chatter filled the radios. Alonso, calm as ever, was told he had taken pole position. His reaction? A casual shrug and a smirk, as if he had just stumbled upon a half-price deal at the supermarket. It was a bizarre and hilarious moment that showed just how unfazed he could be, even when the entire grid was in disarray. But perhaps Alonso's most iconic funny moment came during the Brazilian Grand Prix in 2015. After his McLaren broke down early in qualifying, most drivers would have sulked or stormed back to the garage. Not Fernando. Instead, he found a deck chair, placed it by the side of the track, and proceeded to sunbathe like he was on a beach vacation. The photo went viral within minutes, sunglasses on, arms crossed, looking like the most relaxed man in motorsport. And the following year, his car broke down again during free practice. This time, instead of grabbing a chair, he tried to operate a trackside camera. Let's just say Hollywood isn't calling. But Alonso doesn't need a script. His real-life comedy is more than enough. Sergio Perez, Radio Gold, and Forest Mischief. Sergio Checo Perez has built a reputation as one of Formula One's most consistent and experienced drivers. But behind the wheel of his calm demeanor is a quiet prankster who knows exactly how to sneak in some chaos when the time is right. His humor isn't as loud as Daniel Ricciardo's or as dry as Kimi Räikkönen's, but it's sharp, unexpected, and often delivered with perfect timing. One of Checo's most legendary moments came during the Japanese Grand Prix in 2011. Starting from a challenging 17th place, Perez was managing his tires masterfully and clawed his way up to 8th. As the race neared its final laps, he radioed his team with what sounded like a frantic message: "Go to the line, keep pushing, go to the line." Panic started to spread across the garage. Was there a mechanical issue? Had something gone wrong? But then, in perfect deadpan fashion, Checo clarified, "I want to talk." His engineer, barely holding back laughter, replied, "Actually, I made a mistake too, so I got you as well, Checo." It was a moment of perfectly executed radio comedy. Years later, Perez's wit was once again on display.
I look forward, I look forward. No look forward. Look forward, look forward.
Go to the finish line, keep pushing. Go to the line, keep pushing. Go to the line.
I want to go, Keith.
Go, 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 go. Okay, Checo, well done, well done. So now, drive of light, save fuel, fuel 10, fuel 10. Good job, Checo. You're a
This time in the middle of a bizarre Red Bull promotional event. Drivers were tasked with popping balloons while navigating a forest course. As Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda found themselves stuck in the mud, a swarm of mechanics rushed in to help. Pérez and Max Verstappen arrived shortly after, and without missing a beat, Checo joked, "You have to help," before adding with a smirk, "No, we don't have to, but we can." From unexpected one-liners to mischief in the woods, Perez proves that even the most disciplined drivers can sneak in a little fun when no one's watching. When animals invade the circuit, Formula One is all about high-tech machines, razor-sharp reflexes, and controlled environments, but no matter how advanced the sport becomes, nature has a funny way of reminding everyone who's really in charge. Over the years, animals have unexpectedly crashed the party, turning intense race weekends into laugh-out-loud moments that not even the best screenwriters could dream up. It starts with the classics dogs. There have been several instances where dogs sprinted across the track mid session completely oblivious to the roaring engines zooming past them. One memorable moment happened during practice at the Turkish Grand Prix in 2009 when a stray dog ran onto the circuit. Tragically, it ended in disaster when the dog was struck by a car, leading to increased scrutiny over track safety and fencing. But in other cases, the animals have simply provided surreal comedy, like in India where a dog trotted across the track, unfazed, causing an immediate red flag and widespread laughter in the paddock. Then there are the birds. Pigeons, seagulls, and even hawks have appeared mid-race, some daring to remain perched on braking zones while multi-million-dollar cars fly past them at over 200 kilometers an hour. Sebastian Vettel famously struck a bird with his wing at Canada in 2016, proving that even the best drivers can't always dodge nature. But nothing compares to the deer. At the Austrian Grand Prix in 2015, a deer leapt across the circuit in front of several cars during practice. "Tell him, JP. Oh dear mate," came the dry commentary, cementing the moment as an instant classic. Formula One might be the pinnacle of motorsport, but when the animals show up, they steal the spotlight, and sometimes the apex. In the world of Formula One, team mascots are rare. This is a sport of speed, precision, and technical mastery, not cuddly characters or sideline entertainers. But in the 2004 season, Jaguar Racing broke the mold by introducing what might be the strangest, funniest, and most unforgettable team mascot in the sport's history: an inflatable donkey. Yes, really. That season was tough for Jaguar. The car was uncompetitive, the results were underwhelming, and morale was low. After Christian Klein crashed during the Monaco Grand Prix, disaster struck in a way no one could have predicted. A $300,000 diamond placed on the nose of the car for a publicity stunt mysteriously vanished. It was never recovered. Some even joked that the team was cursed. But instead of wallowing in misfortune, Jaguar decided to inject a bit of humor into the paddock. Their solution? A giant inflatable donkey, inspired by the character from the Shrek films. But this wasn't just a static prop. The donkey quickly became a full-fledged member of the team, posing for photos, discussing strategy, and attending pre-race briefings as if it had a pit pass of its own. It stood on the grid alongside engineers and drivers, grinning like it knew something the rest of the paddock didn't. Fans were initially confused, then amused, then fully on board. The donkey became a cult icon. In a season filled with frustration and failure, it gave everyone, drivers, crew, and spectators alike, something to smile about. It was absurd, it was random, and it was exactly what Formula One didn't know it needed. Sometimes when everything's going wrong, laughter is the best fuel. And in Jaguar's darkest moments, an inflatable donkey became their most uplifting story.